been so long since I've done a pet battle stream, I don't even know if it will work. It seems as if it's getting its information though, so it should be good to go. Now, which side of these teleports me to the pet battle place? I have a feeling it's on the right side. I think it's right here. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing for these people watching the stream VOD, because this is basically what I'm making this for, is a quick little casual, the most casualist pet battle dungeon. The newest one is Stratholme. I still don't have all the Stratholme pets. I've tried my best to do as many to do Stratholme, but I've just been busy with other things. Like, as soon as the new patch came out, like not even Classic WoW, but once 8.2 came out, I kind of just stopped doing all of my extra stuff so that I could spend all that time I used to spend doing pet battles and farming things or doing professions. All that time could be better spent farming rep. And then once I finished when Classic WoW came out. It took a long time. And now if I have extra time, I use it on playing Classic WoW. So I haven't really done pet battles very much since 8.2 came out. Let me hide Healbot real quick. Disable Healbot only when solo. It's the Belch lane I fight first, right? Hi, hero. Hello, Kiwi. I don't know if all of my add-ons are turned on. My pet battle add-ons. It looks like they are. Because I have this one turned on, though. That one's called Pet Battle Tracker, I think. I usually have this option turned off because I don't really need this. How do I move it? Do I just do this? Yeah, because I don't really need it if they have this thing over here. Where would be a nice, inconspicuous place to put this? Probably like right there, I'd assume. I don't think there is a strategy for this guy. I'm trying to think, like, of all the things in here, the only one that actually requires very much effort is like that hidden trainer who has a chance to give you an extra coin. That one is like super difficult. Probably one of the hardest tamers I've ever faced in one of these things. He's already dead, so there's no point in wasting animations. And everything else is pretty easy, if I remember correctly. I was thinking I should really get back into the habit of doing one of these every Monday. Because I don't have the free time I once had when I used to make pet battle videos every day. That was the life. Oh boy. I don't know if I had free time back then either. It's just, when I used to make pet battle videos every day, it wasn't that I played pet battles every day. It was more like I did it every other day or something. Whenever I had, an extra moment of time in which I didn't want to work on editing or something, I would just make a pet battle video. Okay, I think I activate Blacklaw immediately. And then that was just, it was just one of the channels I did for fun. And since the pet battle videos, I could probably get enough material for a couple of them. Do I use huge sharp teeth or do I go straight into Stampede? Or do I use dodge? I don't remember my strategies. And I also don't remember what I was talking about. I don't know, just something about how The pet battle channel has kind of fallen down in priority. But, you know, at least I haven't abandoned it like I did a whole bunch of the other channels I made. Because there's a couple of other ones where I just straight up made a decision, like, yeah, I'm not making videos for these channels anymore. At least with pet battles, this is more of a, you know, I really need to find a way to create a habit of making something. Because what I really want to do is start making pet battle top 10s. But if I do that, I'll probably just put them on the main channel. Which is what I did for one of them a few months ago. But also, it seems as if, like, if I could find a way to make pet battle top 10s quickly, I could probably do one a week, but I don't think that's possible either. Considering how the Yu-Gi-Oh! Top 10s turned out. Because, like, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Top 10s on my Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel, very successful. They do really well, they get lots of views, and they're easy to make. It's just they're not, like, that easy to make. I still have to spend, you know, at least, like, 2 to 4 hours in order to set up a video. And then I send it off to an editor who does everything else. But since it still takes that much amount of effort, it's not super easy, you know, like making a pet battle video is. And if those ones take 2 to 4 hours to set up, a pet video would probably take the same amount of time. And that's like a huge chunk of how much time I actually work during the day. Greetings, friend. Hope you're doing very well, buddy. Just got done recording another video for today. I'm about to publish. Glad to see you still uploading. Oh, Kovac. Hopefully you stay around for a bit so I can tell you something. What you need to do is, like, hold off on your videos. Never release, like, 2 videos a day, especially after a long hiatus. What you want to do is set those videos to scheduled upload and have them upload periodically over time. He hasn't gone to his undead round yet, has he? No. Will he kill himself if I use spirit spikes? Maybe. Because you see, there's like something with Oh my god, he didn't do any damage to me. There's this thing with, like, YouTube where, you know, you want to upload consistently, you know, so that your channel does well. But you also don't want to upload too many videos, because people don't like that either. Seems like a good idea. I appreciate the tip. Yeah, I'd highly suggest you only do 1 video a day. Even though I know for a fact it's possible to do, you know, like, you can easily probably make, like, 5 pet battle videos in a day. And I would highly suggest only uploading 1 of them a day. Or, I mean, you can upload them all at the same time. It's just YouTube has a scheduled feature. Just make sure they're scheduled to come out, you know, only 1 a day. You don't want to flood people's inboxes, otherwise they get mad. And they'll unsubscribe. It's a weird thing. Like, I know it sounds stupid. All YouTubers who run into this problem find it out, too. They always think, like, why would people get mad about having more content? Isn't this what they subscribe for? And it's like, yes, it is, but if you put out too much of it too quickly, people will think, you know, hey, maybe this is cheap content. Maybe it's not actually that difficult to make. Maybe, you know, psychologically speaking, of course, this all happens subconsciously. They're not actually having these thoughts. They think subconsciously, you know, maybe these things aren't really worth watching if they're able to put out so many of them in one day. Whereas if you take the exact same videos and you just space them out over a week, people literally don't have these thoughts at all. There's no negative implication. You know, especially like after a huge break. You know, like if you do burst uploads where you upload like 5 videos in 2 days and then you don't upload videos again for like a month, people don't like that either. I completely understand, man. I just want to keep pet battles alive somewhat, despite there being so few of us still making nowadays. It's mainly as myself. And Disco Doggy left. He left for now, you mean? What is Disco Doggy into right now? The shit, I forgot. I remember he said something about a new game. I'm still behind on my watch list. Like, I barely saw your like comeback video that you probably put out a couple weeks ago. You know, like this weekend. Because my watch later playlist is like 3 weeks behind. Uh-oh. Let me mute my mic while they bark. No, I mean it's just the three of us for now. He hasn't left yet. Oh. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. You see, the thing is, like... Uh-oh, they're still barking. You know, I thought if I waited till nighttime to do this, you know, this is after people stop delivering packages and stuff. I don't have to worry about them randomly starting to bark in the background. This is perfect opportunity for them to not bark. So I'm just gonna mute until they stop. Okay, I think they're stopped for now. No, he still uploads somewhat frequently. You know, I could have sworn I have a whole bunch of Disco Doggies. Not a whole bunch, but I have some of Disco Doggies videos in my Watch Later playlist. It's just the three of us left now. Yeah, pet battles are kind of a niche within a niche. You know, not everyone who does... whatchamacallit? Not everyone who plays WoW plays pet battles. Not everyone who... And there's not a lot of pet battle content out there, so like no one even knows that they're looking for it. Plus there's almost like no highly edited pet battle content either. I think the occasional video I make like once a year is about all there is. I'd like to make more highly edited pet battle content, it's just it doesn't do very well. And I can't devote too much resources into something that doesn't perform well, when I could spend that time and effort into making one of my many other series that do a lot better. But even then, you know, kind of like the catch-22, if I made more highly edited pet battle videos, I would slowly get more people into pet battles, which would then entail, like, create a market for it. But it's like, do I really want to do that? It's like, I got so many other things I got going into my life. You know, just making those videos itself. You know, I got other things to think about. I've been trying to get Lenoka to do some, but he's just lost interest nowadays. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. It's kind of like me. You know, there's just so many other things you could be doing. Why would you waste your time with pet battles, you know? The answer to that is like, I don't know, there's like, pet battles are just strangely a little bit fun. I wish they just had like a better PvP system. Cause I can't remember the last time I've just like did PvP for fun. I mean, it was probably back in Warlords of Draenor. Or, you know, never mind. It's during Pet Battle Week. Pet Battle Week is always the best time to do PvP. Getting more people would be great. The ones have been kind of slow and mainly just OP teams mostly. Yeah. Yeah, I bet. Because, like, here's the thing. You know, the Pet Battle videos I made, I originally created them as, like, an offshoot of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos. Because on my Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel, I used to create, like, daily videos where I would go over gimmick decks and then just, like, show replays of it. And, I don't do those anymore. Or if I do them, like, very infrequently, like, maybe once every couple of months. Whereas I used to do those every day. And, since I don't really do those anymore, and those ones were actually easier to do than Pet Battle videos, since I have to commentate the Pet Battle videos. It's, I don't know where I was getting at with this. It's more of a, I'm not really in the know-how, not the know-how. I'm not in the habit of making videos like I used to be. Because, like, another thing that's changed is, like, I have editors who make videos for me. And the videos they make, I have to, like, create the scripts and then record the audio for them. And it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's just I have multiple editors. So it's like every day I have to create like a new script and do the audio, which takes a couple of hours out of my time. And then after that, I do like other things, because I still work on videos myself. You know, I have like all the other videos I make. And sometimes I work on like a long-running project that I spend all my free time on. And so lately, like for the past month, I've been using all of my free time that I would usually spend on like my secondary channels to work on a big video that I'm almost done with, that I'll probably work on after I'm done with this. And even then, I probably won't finish it this week because it's just so big. And then before this, I had another video I was working on. It's just I'm always busy with these big projects. And I start them up randomly because I'm kind of a very... What's the word for it? I don't want to say fickle. That's not the word. I do things on whims, but I like make big decisions on whims. Like on a whim, I'll decide, wow, I want to create this gigantic 1 hour long video that will take me weeks, possibly a month to work on nonstop. But I can't possibly spend all my time working on that because that's inefficient. With YouTube, what server are you on? Currently I'm on Terralion. I'd say Classic kind of took most of the more casual players and left behind the players who play nothing but tier 1 pets. Wish Pet Battles had a watch replay system. Man, that would be great. No, what I've seen like a whole bunch of people who tried out, like casual people aren't going to be playing Classic. If anything, Classic will bring people in and then they'll try out BFA and think, man, this is so much more casual friendly. And then they'll quit and they'll try it out and then they'll try Pet Battles. If anything, Classic is probably going to bring more people into Pet Battles once they quit Classic. And I've already kind of forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, I wish it had a replay system too. That'd be so great. Currently, the replay system could be just, you know, like recording it and then just showing it, but people don't like to watch Pet Battle videos without commentary, because I know I don't. I also wish, you know, the people who did do Pet Battle commentary would talk through their strategies more. You know, like the way, you know, I kind of wish more people who did Pet Battle videos would copy the way I did them instead of the way Disco Doggy did them. But the way Disco Doggy does them is easier, so I kind of understand it. But I think the way I do it is just more, because like here's the difference. I should also preface this by saying I do love Disco Doggy, and I watch all of his videos, just, you know, not like immediately. I put him in my playlist to watch later, along with like the other 100 channels I'm subscribed to. Actually, I'm subscribed to 500 channels. I remember I looked at the number the other day. But like the way I do the videos is like, it's very thoughtful. That's because I do YouTube for a living. So it's not really, it's kind of a different kind of thing. Blue face baby, ya ya ya. Where, like, whenever I'm doing the pet battles themselves, you know, I do it so, like, if someone had the pet battle on a second monitor and wasn't watching, they would have a pretty good indication of what was going on. So, like, I'll be like, okay, so here's my team right here. Oh, my opponent, they're playing a Cyclone team. Well, I gotta make sure I swap out that one pet. You know, I talk about what I should do against the team, what their strategy is. You know, people like complained, you know, hey, you know, you've explained what a Cyclone team is so many times that I have it memorized. Like, yeah, that's because, you know, I assume every video is like someone's first video they're watching on the channel. And also, I want to give so that they could like listen to it without having to actually watch the screen. And I give commentary in that way. It's like, ooh, that attack took out like half my health. That was a huge hit. It's like, ooh, he only has like one pet left. It's like, ooh, for his last pet, I'm going to have to bring in this other pet in order to counter him. And then I got this in the bag. And then if I have to think of strategies, I talk through my strategies instead of going quiet and thinking about them. That one's the hardest one to learn, though. That takes literally just like time and effort to practice in order to learn how to talk through your thoughts instead of just getting quiet and thinking. Because like even then, I'm not perfect at that either. Sometimes I'll get quiet if it's a really tough situation. Or if it's like, I think I burrow immediately against this guy. Hello there, Clock 101. Even with, whatchamacallit, all that, it also is kind of more exhausting to have to constantly talk through all your moves and everything. It's a lot easier to just be more casual about it, you know, do everything. Because, like, the way I'm doing it now, I'm just kind of talking while the pet battles are going on in the background. So it's not really about the pet battles. This is more of just background stuff while I talk to myself about things. That's how I generally go about my videos, talking about my strategies so others can relate and learn from me. That's great, Kovac. Yeah, I've seen you've been getting a lot better at it. The improvement is noticeable. This guy's gonna die. But I'd always say, like, you know, Day 9. He's a... Shit, I don't even know what the hell he is nowadays. I think he only does, like, Magic the Gathering content nowadays. But he used to be, like, a professional StarCraft 2 player, and he's, like, a professional commentator. You know, like, Blizzard will sometimes hire him to go to events and just commentate over games. Because he's really good at it. And I would highly suggest, like, watching some of his streams when he's playing, you know, Magic or Hearthstone. And then see how he commentates on things. Like, the way he does it is just, like, he's so good at it. He'll talk through all of his thought processes. He'll talk about his opponent's deck, what their potential strategies can be, and, you know, just banter in between whenever there's a little bit of downtime. He does it so naturally you don't even notice. It's, he is A+ when it comes to, you know, strategy-based games and having to talk through them. Like, I basically just copied his style for my commentary thing. Day 9 also does Dota 2? Yeah, he does like a whole bunch of different things. Like, I haven't seen him play Hearthstone in a while. I've basically only seen him play Magic the Gathering, and that's kind of why I don't know what he does anymore, because I don't care about Magic, like, at all. I tried it out. I did give it a try, and I just didn't really care for it. Which is a shame, because I really am a fan of, like, card games. Like, you know, I have a Yu-Gi-Oh channel that's dedicated to Yu-Gi-Oh, which is another popular card game. And I also very much enjoyed Hearthstone. And there's also this other game I really like called Minion Masters, which is kind of a mix of a card game and, like, Clash Royale. It's a lot of fun. So I like, you know, other card games besides Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not one of those people who, like, You know, there's people who, if they play a card game or a MOBA or an MMO, they'll be like supremacist for that particular game. Like, you know, only WoW is the best, or only Final Fantasy 14 is the best, only League of Legends and everything else sucks. You know, I'm not really like that. I have favorites, but I don't bemoan the other competitors in the genre. And I give them a try, because just in case, you know, what if I like it? Because I used to play Dota 2, like, religiously. And then when HOTS came out, I quit and just play HOTS instead, because I liked it so much more. So, that being said, like, I gave Magic the Gathering a try with a very open mindset, you know, hoping to like the game, and I just didn't. Which is a shame, because it's so popular, and Day9 is constantly playing it. And it's like, man, I'd love to watch his stream VODs, but I don't like Magic. So I guess it's just not happening. Yo, what's up, Tyler? And then HOTS lost... Wait. And then HOTS lost a lot of its fan base because of the esports? Yeah. Yeah, I've heard HOTS lost a lot of its fan base because of that. But, like, whenever I play it, I get games just as quickly as I ever had. Like, the only thing they've really... You know, obviously HOTS is in, like, decline. But it's not as bad. Like, the game isn't dead yet. And it seems to have a steady, just small fan base. It's not completely dead like a game like Battlerite is. What a shame. Battlerite was such a fun game. And then the dev team just, like, dropped development in order to rush out a Battle Royale clone, which pissed off the fan base, and then the Battle Royale clone didn't do well. And then they gave up and stopped developing both of the games. And I was like, how disappointing. I guess Magic is like Yu-Gi-Oh! I grew up with Magic and wasn't able to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I can't really try. No. Magic is more like Hearthstone. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very different from any of the card games I've played. The mechanics are just, like, not even the same. You know, just kind of like, you know, Pokemon, that's a card game too. I actually quite like Pokemon. It's a pretty fun card game. And I like Hearthstone. And I like Minion Masters. And obviously I like Yu-Gi-Oh! If I have a channel of it. A channel that does very well, I might add you. Like, I have 2 successful YouTube channels. One of them is about World of Warcraft, and the other one is about Yu-Gi-Oh! So, you know, big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't care for Magic very much, and it's also completely different. There's, like, no similarities at all. Other than the fact that they're both card games. You know, kind of like in the fact that, I don't know. No, not even that. I was going to say, like, Pet Battles and Pokemon. No, those are very similar. Pokemon and Pet Battles are very similar to each other. It's probably why I like it, because I do like Pokemon. It's more like, you know, comparing Mortal Kombat, a fighting game, to something like, I don't know, Gran Turismo, a racing game. They're both games. They're very different, though. They're so different, you can't even really compare them. Don't get me started on Battlerite. Man, Battlerite was so fun. I can't remember the last time I had as much fun just playing the combat. Like, the combat system in Battlerite was, like, the best I've ever seen. You know, every ability was a skill shot. There was no crits, so there was, like, no chance to get lucky. And, like, every class had some kind of, like, disengage or a reflect. That was kind of annoying, though, honestly. You know, all the melee classes having a reflect, it was more like, ooh, I want to use my abilities, but I gotta make sure my opponent's reflect is on cooldown. But, you know, everything else, it was great. The combat system of the game was so good, it's just they didn't really have a good mode. It kind of reminds me of Pet Battles, actually. Like, because I love Pet Battles. You know, the actual game, like the systems of it. But they don't really have a good PvP system, like, at all. It's basically just randomly queue up for a weekly reward that gives you extra experience tokens, well, experience food. And that's it. You know, win 10 pet battles a week and you get, like, you know, you get the 50% extra experience for an hour buff food. And anyone who's done pet battles for a long enough time doesn't care about that. The problem is, like, they haven't updated that system, the weekly. They need to give it better rewards so that people will actually want to do PvP for those 10 wins. Because currently it kind of sucks. Like, all you get is a pet biscuit. It's like, pet biscuits, you know, I have 1 million of those. They're worthless to me. I guess magic, I wasn't able to, I really tried. And digital magic is kind of trash in my opinion. Really? Is there a difference between in-game and digital? Kind of seems like people who play Yu-Gi-Oh! Online or in person. I don't really see a big difference, but, you know, people who play in person, you know, swear by it. It's like, I used to play in person too. You know, online and in person doesn't really matter. They're both the same card game. Exactly. Yeah, like if I... So, I put in a request for a media pass on my main channel. I'm not going to get it. Like, you know, BlizzCon is in a month and they haven't responded to me yet. So that's basically, you know, we're not giving you a media pass this year either. Just like, okay, whatever. They only give it to channels who, you know, actually cover news as part of their main thing. I don't really do that. Or popular streamers that Blizzard themselves likes, which that's not me either. So, you know, almost no chance of getting one. But, you know, as part of the application process for it, they have you, like, submit, like, what would you ask a developer if you can interview them? And I put down, like, pet battle questions. My number one thing I want to ask is, like, why don't they introduce, like, a ranked PvP mode or just a tournament or something besides just a random unranked PvP search feature? Or, you know, a new weekly quest to win 10 games because the old one sucks. It sucks so bad. Win 10 games for a pet biscuit. Anyone who does pet battles casually every day has 1 million of them. It's almost worthless. But I'm not going to get that. I'll probably just forward those questions to Hazel. Blizzard loves Hazel. And she basically asked them that last year. And they just kind of laughed it off. But, you know, I'll probably just have to do that. Or I'll send it to some other people. I'll make sure to give them that. It's like, hey, you know, when you go up and ask Blizzard questions, make sure to ask them why won't they introduce better PvP rewards for pet battles. But then again, Hazel did ask that question last year, and they didn't really... They're like, oh, that's not really a priority. And it's like, I understand why it's not a priority, but God, do I wish you'd do it anyway. Anyone else love arcane pets? I've never seen streamers use them, but they're the go-to team, so I'm confused. Are they good? The arcane pets? I would kill for a mobile pet battle game. Hell yeah, that'd be pretty fun too. That might actually get them... You know, I think that would actually make pet battles more popular and incentivize them to actually give rewards for PvP that don't suck. Do I use Plagued Blood against this guy? I don't remember. I don't think I do. They'll probably laugh at the question. Yeah, they kind of laughed at it when Hazel asked. They didn't really take it very seriously. But then again, you know, she was like asking the art people or something. It wasn't really her fault. Yeah, they don't really care too much about pet battle questions. I always use the Arcane Storm weather and have done all solo pet content, but I wonder if it will work in PvP. Oh, you mean the Arcane Storm thing? Like, yeah, it is really... There's, like, a lot of strategies that are really good in PvE, that just don't work in PvP. And the arcanes, the mana surge thing, it doesn't work against good teams. Like, a good team will just do more DPS and disrupt you faster than you can, like, burn through their team with the mana surge. Because, like, if you just run into one undead pet, that's going to completely ruin your strategy. Because, you know, the turn of immunities is going to eat up 2 of the mana surges. You know, dying, and then the turn of immunity, and then you have, like, nothing left. While they'll still have, like, 2 pets in the back line. Or a single decoy eats up 2 charges of the mana surge. It's too easy to counter with a good team. However, if you use that team against, like, new players or mediocre teams, teams that don't have any CCs, you know, because the mana surge itself, you know, prevents stuns. So you do have limited CC immunity. Or other teams that change the weather, which there are a lot of. Basically, it's just like they rely too much on you being able to control the battlefield. Like, you need to control the weather, and you also need to... What? He can special summon himself from the graveyard? Whoa. I forgot what I was talking about. I'd play a mobile pet battle game, get sidetracked while playing WoW, so I don't ever get the chance to play it. See, that's the thing with mobile games, though. You can play those when you can't play WoW. Mana Surge teams are decent, but very avoidable and easy to see coming. Yeah. That's basically it. I will say, though, I love that they've continued adding in pet battle dungeons. I thought they were going to stop after Legion because it was a good idea. And I was like, man, pet battle dungeons are great. So they're probably not going to do anymore because people complained about them. And now they just keep releasing them. And I'm like, huh. And people don't complain as much as they used to because they're too busy complaining about other stupid bullshit. Like, you know, people are complaining so much about everything else in WoW that they don't really complain about pet battle content. It's like, I love the paradigm shift. Let's see here. Extra plating. How did I do this again? Did I use extra plating? If I did, I probably would throw down Make It Rain first. And then extra plating? And then refresh Make It Rain? Did I unintentionally do the pet strategy correctly? Because that's exactly how I would have done it if... Huh. I think there's an add-on that lets you, like, write down your strategies so that you don't forget. I play mobile pet battle game, I get sidetracked. Oh, I already read that. If I had a mobile pet battle app, I wouldn't be so scared to play PvP. Even with 50 plus 25 level pets, I know I'm going to get crushed. I mean, not really. Wait, actually, I say that, but I'm still thinking it's like prime time when people are still playing PvP pet battles regularly. The rewards for them are so bad outside of the weekly event that no one really does them. So all you get are like the tryhard people who are going for, like, you know, the win 5,000 pet achievements or stuff like that. So yeah, you probably would get crushed if you're going against nothing but the best of the best every time you play. That's why you need to look online for those really good teams, because then everyone is going to copy them. A friend Kois. I used 2 Emerald Protowhelps, Emigosa, and Arcanite. Okay, good point, Kovac Gaming. Easy to see coming, but mid-tierish? That would probably be a good way to describe the Arcane Storm team. Because it's not bad, like, I'll give you that. But it's also not good, so mid-tier is a good way to describe it. Like, even though I haven't really done PvP pet battles very much this expansion, I can't imagine they've changed that much since I did them a little bit at the beginning. I think... How many new tier 1 pets are there? I know there's that crab who's really good. Sorry, Whelp. Yeah, I know who the Whelp is. The Emerald Protowhelp can't even use the Mana Surge combo. I know which Whelp you're talking about because, you know, it's really good in PvE. Like, there's no such thing as a main team. But if there were to be something like that for, like, PvE, it would probably be the Mana Storm team. Ooh, I can get one of these. How many skulls do I have? Looks like I got 3 of them. So I can get the Contained Banshee Whale. Once I get him, all I need is Ziggy, and I have them all. Oh, so I can get the next one tomorrow. The Shrieker. Is the Shrieker any good? Let's see. Damn, those are high stats. Okay, so he has Soul Rush, Void Portal. What's his speed? 305. That's not a half bad speed to have Spirit Spikes. Soul Rush, Arcane Blast. This doesn't have enough health to make use of Arcane Blast. So probably have to use feedback. Void Portal. I made a video on like the top 10 worst pet battle skills. And I included Void Portal on it because it sucks. The Banshee has less health than Demidos. Yeah, but like, you know, Demidos's health doesn't really matter because he's a magic type pet. Like, you know, if you're going to have a pet with really low health, putting it on a magic pet is the best place to put them on. I can finally heal all my pets. Alright. Thanks. I'm trying to go PvP with pet battles since I have almost all solo achievements and don't mind getting used to a new style. Yeah, like, the best way to learn PvP pet battles is to just play a whole bunch of PvP and then see the teams that stomp you constantly. And then you'll find out real quick which are the best pets because everybody uses them. And then you'll find out, like, you know, maybe you'll make teams that can counter those teams. And then that always happens. Like, I'll make a team that counters whatever the meta team is currently. And then as soon as I queue up with it, I'll go against like a brand new pet battler or someone completely different. And since it's a counter team, it doesn't really do very well against anything else except the team I made it to counter against. Or sometimes there's pets that are just so powerful that even if you create a counter team, it's really hard to beat them anyway. Let me see. What is the best team I have? Teams. Wildcaught January 2016. Man, this is when I still used to make daily videos. So it was in 2016 in which I used to do that. That sounds about right. It was a long ass time ago. So let's see. Meta teams, Clone Dance. I don't know if Clone Dance is still meta. Which is my best meta team? Blind Poison, Dreadful Breath, Bleeds, Franqua Storm. That didn't do well. None of the new teams I've created are very good. That team doesn't work. Try Ellis Hero. I have a ton of team ideas if you want to go check them out. Kyle, Ellis Heroes, and I have a whole bunch from like Legion and Warlords of Draenor. I'm not sure how well those do nowadays. Let's see, a meta team. I did have a cool idea for a team that ended up being meta. You also can't go wrong with Nightmare. with Call Darkness teams. That's funny. Frostfur Rat is on a Call Darkness team, not because it has sneak attack, but because it has flurry. I love it. Let's see, is Twilight tier 1? One of my best teams is a Clone Dance team, uses Jade Mist Dancer, Blighthawk, and the Hermit Crab. Oh, yeah, Clone Dance used to be really good because, like, the Emperor Crab was such a good cleanup pet for it. Do I have my Clone Dance team on here? Twilight, Kovok. Oh yeah, this team does really well. 2 Twilight Clutch Sisters and a Kovok. You'll never guess why. You'll never guess why this has a 100% win rate with one game. One game. That's not really a good indicator of how well it does. Where's my Clone Dance teams at? Oh, right here. Yeah, Blighthawk, Jade Mist Dancer, and the Hermit Crab. With Fish Slap, Shell Armor, and Dive. Honestly, Bubble's pretty good too. Shell Armor just has a lower cooldown, but if you don't care about those cooldowns, Bubble's probably better. So do you dual logs, do normal WoW, or I only agree with you like 85% of the time? What do you not agree with me with? What have I said that's controversial, other than the fact that I, say a lot of pro Sylvanas stuff? Even though I only like half believe it. Trust me, Shell Armor is the way to go. I don't know about that. Let's see, how long are the queues? About a minute. Sounds about right. Alright, I'll do one battle and then I'll call it quits for the day. Assuming I get a match. I haven't queued up for a pet battle outside of Pet Battle Bonus Week in a while. And honestly, like, all of those Pet Battle Bonus Weeks have been falling on really crappy weeks. Like, the last one was during Classic WoW's launch. Like, why would you have Pet Battle Bonus Week during launch? Ugh. It always happens on, like, literally, like, the worst weeks possible. Whew. I mean, I agree with more of your conclusions than I do most people. It was trying to be funny. I rarely agree 50% of the time. Oh. Oh, well, that's fine, I guess. I don't really care. I, too, was just trying to be funny. I always enjoy your interpretations and hearing how you reach your conclusions. Reach the conclusions? About what? It's already been 1 minute and 30 seconds and I don't have a battle yet. Wow. This game is basically dead. Where did I get this at? Is this just a normal frog that was caught on Mechagon? Let's see, it has an SS breed available with Tongue Lash. Does this make this the fastest frog in the game? No, there's also another frog. Is this the fastest frog with Tongue Lash? There's another really good frog in the game. I don't think it has Tongue Lash, though. Trag the Curious. This guy's pretty damn fast, too. Whoa. Heals. This healing is increased by 300% if below 33% health. That's a good threshold. Not as dead as Battlerite. Well, nothing's as dead as Battlerite. That game was just straight up abandoned by its developers after they abandoned the game in order to make a battle royale mode that didn't do well. It has survival though. Love lore videos and theories. I like your version. I find you're more along my conclusions than all the other WoW YouTubers I watch. Lore videos and theories. Like, I definitely do those videos, but not very often. You see, there's a reason for that. Like, lore videos don't do very well on their own. So I have to, like, do something special with them in order for them to get noticed. And even then, they don't do very well. But they do better than if I had put, like, no effort into them. To the point where people ask me for lore videos, you know, the Villains Corners, more than they do anything else on the channel. Despite the fact that they're absolutely not the most popular thing on the channel. And then the theories, I literally do one a year on April Fools. And that's it. And those are like, you know, there's only so many topics. Like, I've only done 3 of those videos, and I'm already out of ideas. Like, I don't have an idea for a 4th one. And even with the Sourfang video, that was more like reaching for straws. I was like, oh, this is not as good as the other ones I've made. It isn't the second game they buried. Before Battlerite, they had Blood Arena Champions or something. Did they? I've never heard of that. Let me look it up while I wait 5 minutes for this queue to pop. Bloodline Champions. Oh, that does look like the Battlerite style. Bloodline Champions is a free-to-play online PvP arena game where players engage in short, intense battles of up to 10 players divided into 2 teams. Each player takes control over one of several bloodlines, each with their own unique weapons and ability, easy to learn, challenging to master. That sounds just like Battlerite. Was this like their first version of Battlerite before they gave up and started Battlerite, of which then they gave up again? Battlerite New Pirate Battle Pass. Oh wow, I've been in queue for 5 minutes. Let's leave queue and rejoin. Coastal Bounder and Tongue Lasher are pretty great frogs too. I know there's a frog that has an ability that swaps out, but I don't have it yet. Or I haven't tried getting it. Live in streams, like in streams how you just answer questions is your take on lore and your theories. Oh yeah, I do that a lot in streams. I don't stream very often though. I stream like once a week. Bloodline, that was it. By Stunlock Studios, same studios. Destiny was straight lifted from that. Really? Isn't Destiny like an arena shooter? Tongue is the frog you're referring to? This is taking too long to get a queue. Oh well, I didn't really plan on doing PvP today. And I have other things I need to do today. So I'm probably just going to call it quits here. Okay, everyone. Goodbye for now. I'll try my best to keep a habit of doing at least one stream a week on Mondays.